Imagine it's 1975. The air hums with a different rhythm. For many, like Martha in her freshly curled hair and best outfit, a trip to the grocery store wasn't just a chore, it was an outing. Heels clacked down brightly lit aisles, a subtle declaration that this errand deserved respect. Shoppers meticulously planned their lists, knowing that every item represented a significant portion of their week's earnings. This wasn't just about buying food, it was a deeply ingrained consumer habit, a social event, and a testament to the effort put into daily life. But what truly shaped these shopping choices? The economic landscape of 1975 profoundly dictated consumer habits. The federal minimum wage stood at $2.10 per hour. For an 8-hour workday, that meant a daily income of $16.80. Considering a typical family might spend around $40 a week on groceries alone, excluding non-food items bought at the store, every purchase carried weight. Shoppers weren't just picking items, they were making careful calculations, balancing needs against a tightly constrained budget. This scarcity fostered a keen awareness of value, a habit that contrasts sharply with today's often more impulsive buying. Consumer habits are often shaped by availability and price, and the 1970s offered a stark example. Take dairy, a half-gallon of milk cost 78.5 cents in 1975. However, this seemingly low price belied a turbulent market. The early 70s, specifically 1973, were marked by significant dairy shortages, causing prices to soar by 30%. This instability meant shoppers couldn't always rely on consistent supply or pricing. They adapted by perhaps buying less, seeking alternatives, or stocking up when possible, habits driven by necessity rather than convenience or choice. Walk into a supermarket today, and you're greeted by a dizzying array of 40,000 to 50,000 items. But in 1975, choice was a different concept. The average number of items stocked was just 8,948. This limited selection inevitably influenced consumer habits. Shoppers likely spent less time agonizing over brand comparisons or niche dietary options. The focus was on staples, on what was available, and often, on local or regional products that dominated the shelves. This simplicity meant faster decisions and perhaps a stronger connection to the essential act of feeding the family, unburdened by overwhelming choices. While weekly shopping was the norm, some consumers embraced a radically different habit. In 1975, the BBC's nationwide program followed a couple who took grocery shopping to an extreme. They bought all their supplies just once a year. This wasn't a casual trip, it involved borrowing a van and meticulous planning, highlighting an extreme form of strategic consumerism. This annual event underscores a past where bulk buying wasn't just for non-perishables, but a comprehensive approach to household provisions, demanding significant storage space and an unwavering commitment to forward planning, a habit almost unimaginable for most modern shoppers. The journey through the aisles culminated at the checkout, a process far removed from today's self-serve stations. Shoppers engaged directly with cashiers, and payment often involved writing a personal check. This ritual could take time, with mothers like those described on Reddit's r/nostalgia, giving their kids a quarter to play the chicken-egg game while they completed the transaction. Once paid, the groceries weren't just bagged, they were meticulously packed into a station wagon, a vehicle synonymous with family life and large hauls, ready for the trip home. It was a tangible, hands-on conclusion to the shopping experience. Beyond the transactions, grocery stores in the 1970s served a deeper purpose for consumers. They were vibrant, simple, and personal hubs, fostering engaging shopping experiences. People weren't glued to their phones, they exchanged words, greeted neighbors, and connected. From colorful packaging to the absence of towering, anonymous shelves, the atmosphere felt brighter and full of charm. This communal aspect shaped consumer habits, making shopping less about efficiency and more about community engagement. It was a weekly event, not just for acquiring provisions, but for participating in the social fabric of the neighborhood. While much of 1975 shopping felt analog, the seeds of a digital revolution were already being sown. In 1974, the Universal Product Code, or UPC, began appearing on grocery store shelves. This seemingly minor technological advancement was poised to streamline checkout and inventory management, fundamentally altering the shopping experience for consumers and retailers alike. Initially a curiosity, the UPC foreshadowed a future where efficiency would increasingly dictate consumer habits, gradually eroding the personal interactions and slower pace that defined grocery shopping in the mid-70s. It was a quiet shift with massive implications. Looking back, the consumer habits of 1975 reveal a stark contrast to today. Old shoeboxes filled with receipts from the era, like one mother's meticulous records, show that almost nothing cost more than $1. This discovery exposes what some call the bizarre psychology of why we now happily overpay for basic necessities. In 1975, every dollar stretched further, fostering habits of frugality and careful planning. Today, with vast choices and convenience, our relationship with spending has shifted, yet understanding those fundamental habits of 1975 offers a crucial perspective on the value we place on our groceries, and our dollars, in any era.